Indonesia, the sleeping giant of Southeast Asia, is still struggling in 2025. Can you believe it? A country with 280 million people, endless natural resources and so much potential, yet millions are still stuck in poverty. Why? What's really holding Indonesia back? It's a story of missed opportunities, deep-rooted challenges, and a future that hangs in the balance. Let's break it down and uncover the truth behind why this nation hasn't reached its greatness yet, and what it will take to change that. The land of riches with a poor reality. Indonesia is one of the most resource-rich nations in the world. From vast coal reserves and palm oil plantations to untapped potential in renewable energy like geothermal power, this nation should be an economic powerhouse. In fact, it's the largest economy in Southeast Asia with a GDP of around 1.4 trillion in 2024, IMF data. But here's the shocking truth. Nearly 26.6 million Indonesians still live below the poverty line. This contradiction is baffling. With 280 million people, Indonesia has the fourth largest population in the world. That's a massive workforce, yet the majority of jobs are concentrated in agriculture, which contributes less than 14% to the GDP. Rural poverty remains at a staggering 12%, compared to urban areas at 6%. The wealth is unevenly distributed, and opportunities for growth are skewed toward Java and major cities like Jakarta. Speaking of Jakarta, Indonesia's bustling capital symbolizes both its promise and its problems. It's the heart of economic activity, yet its infrastructure can barely keep up. Traffic congestion alone costs the city $4.5 billion annually. Meanwhile, in regions like Papua and West Sulawesi, people lack basic access to clean water, education, and healthcare. It's a tale of two Indonesias, one booming, the other barely surviving. But the challenges don't stop at geography. Inequality is tearing at the fabric of the nation. The wealthiest 1% of Indonesians own nearly 50% of the country's total wealth, while the majority struggle with stagnant wages and rising living costs. And while the global economy recovers post-pandemic, Indonesia's growth rate has slowed, leaving many to wonder, is the nation being left behind? The government has tried to boost economic activity through major infrastructure projects like the Trans-Sumatra Highway and the new capital city in East Kalimantan. But these efforts have been plagued by delays, corruption, and ballooning costs. Billions of dollars have been spent, yet the benefits haven't trickled down to ordinary citizens. Despite being a part of the G20 and a rising star in international forums, Indonesia's reliance on resource exports keeps it vulnerable to global price fluctuations. Coal and palm oil dominate the economy, yet their environmental costs and market volatility make them unsustainable in the long run. And let's not forget the elephant in the room: corruption. In 2023, Indonesia ranked 96th out of 180 countries on the Transparency International Corruption Perceptions Index. Billions are lost each year due to mismanagement and graft, with funds meant for development disappearing into the pockets of a select few. This corruption further widens the gap between the nation's potential and its reality. So here's the big question: how does a country so rich in resources and potential still leave millions behind? The answer lies in the complex mix of inequality, corruption, and missed opportunities that continue to haunt Indonesia's progress. But the story doesn't end here. Let's dive deeper into the root causes.